The full Play It Today breakdown is in the description on theircheck.com. For Anarchy Online, the answer is unusual. Yes, it is still legally playable, and yes, you can start for free. But for most modern players, this is not an easy recommendation. Anarchy Online still makes sense today if you are specifically curious about old-school sci-fi MMOs. Not fantasy with a different coat of paint. A real early 2000s online RPG with deep character systems, a long-running world, and the kind of complexity that newer MMOs often sand down. That is the appeal. If you like systems, character planning, weird MMO history, and the feeling of stepping into a game that was built before the genre became standardized, there is still a reason to look at it. But be honest about the trade. This is a 2001 MMO. Starting now means dealing with an old interface, old pacing, account setup, client choices, and a learning curve that does not behave like a modern onboarding funnel. It is not built to catch you gently. It is built like an older live game that expects you to figure things out, ask around, read, experiment, and tolerate confusion. So the verdict is blunt. Anarchy Online is hard to recommend for most players today. It is worth sampling if you are an MMO historian, a systems-focused player, or someone specifically looking for a deep sci-fi online RPG. It is not a good default pick if you just want a smooth, modern MMO to start tonight. If your patience for old interfaces is low, you will probably bounce before the interesting parts have time to matter. There is also no clean remake, remaster, sequel, or modern replacement to point to as the obvious better entry point. The practical advice is not play this newer version instead. It is try the free route first and do not pay before you know you can tolerate the friction. So, how do you play it legally today? The best current path for most people is the official Anarchy Online website. Create a free account, download the client, and start there. The official route is the cleanest account first option because this is already a Funcom account-based MMO. Steam is also an official option. It lists Anarchy Online as free to play, but it still requires a third-party Funcom Anarchy Online account. Steam can be convenient if you strongly prefer using your Steam library for installation and management. It does not remove the underlying account requirement, and it does not magically turn an old MMO into a modern one. That is why the official client is the recommendation for most people. It keeps the path direct, account, client, play, no extra storefront layer unless you personally want it. Steam is the low friction option, only for Steam first players. For everyone else, the official website makes more sense. The other major choice is free account versus paid membership. Start free. That is the most important advice. The official site says no subscription is required for the base game and the Notum Wars booster. Membership expands what you can access and changes long-term progression, including class access and level cap differences. But paying immediately is not smart for a new player. First, find out whether the game's age works for you. Spend time with the interface, see whether the character systems are exciting or exhausting. See whether the pacing clicks. Only think about membership after the free version proves that you actually want more Anarchy Online. There is also a new engine open beta option mentioned by the official site. Treat that as a selective choice, not the automatic default. If you are a tinkerer or a returning player, maybe it matters to you. For a normal first attempt, do not make the beta your first complication unless you have a reason. What should a modern first-time player know before starting? Do not start by optimizing. Start by minimizing regret. Use the free account. Avoid paying upfront. Pick the official client unless Steam convenience genuinely matters to you. Accept that the early hours may feel rough, unclear, and dated. This is not a game where the first session should be judged by modern MMO polish. You will probably need some beginner help, but not a full walkthrough. The useful help is route level, what client to use, whether to pay, how to think about starting, and how much complexity to take on early. Do not fall into endgame builds, faction theory, or profession optimization before you even know if you like existing in the game. That is the trap with old MMOs. The guide rabbit hole can be deeper than the game's first actual decision. So here is the clean landing point. Anarchy Online is still legally playable, still interesting, and still worth sampling for the right kind of player. Start free through the official client. Use Steam only if you want the library convenience. And if old MMO friction sounds like a chore, not an adventure, this is one you can skip without guilt.